this is how the last few months have kind of felt at Arbor, but probably also at your schools. It has been a non-stop tirade of change and things being thrown at you as heads and senior leaders and teachers and admins. It's not been easy. I think it's worth taking a minute to reflect on the fact that you have come through it as well. So I've been really impressed and proud looking at all of the hard work that staff at Arbor have done and you have done in each of your schools. It has been a time like no other. So just take a moment and reflect and pat yourselves on the back. It's been tough, but we're getting through it. We've also tried to help. So we've been trying to do our bit. We hope some of this rings true with you guys as well. So we've been the phased return to school. Hopefully Arbor's helped you sort of manage that, whether you're working from home, from school, or a mixture of the two. Your staff working from home, we sort of helped you to log sickness, isolation, plan rotas. Your students working at home, you can email the class, teachers can email classes independently. We've been integrating with Google and Microsoft to single sign-on so that you can provision Teams and Google Hangouts so you can start to teach online. Social distancing, using Arbor to manage your timetable, meal sittings, room bookings, flipping that round on a button as bubbles come in, and communication been so important over the last couple of months. So using Arbor to send SMS, emails, app notifications and letters to staff, students and parents and guardians so you can keep your kind of community engaged. And that's been really vital. So hopefully we've made your life a little bit easier. We've been trying to work really fast as part of this period. Some of you will have seen our COVID dashboards, I hope. We're trying to help you analyze and report on how COVID is developing. We do that at a school level, we can do that at a trust level. We're even starting to do that at a national level and pooling all of that data so we can see how COVID is spreading. These are just little changes because the DFE have been making quite a lot of changes to the census. So we're doing our bit to try to help you to manage your schools better. And, you know, I hope that has helped in some way. We have also started to help you develop new tools to manage beyond just the kind of administrative side, but going into the classroom. And this is really exciting for me. We're going to be doing a session on this over ArborFest. So you've got so you can see how this is my classroom. So a tool for teachers to really help manage students in the class, arrange seating plans, look at bubbles, manage the classroom by looking at behavior and attendance patterns, and easily kind of reward and record events that go on there. This is exciting for me because it takes the MIS beyond what you would traditionally think of the MIS being, which is kind of an administrative back office tool. The MIS should really be a place where you manage your school. Every staff member should see this as an essential tool for every daily working life. And this is kind of one of the first steps towards that. So I've been super proud of the team working on this and developing it. And I hope that you find this incredibly useful over the coming months for helping your staff manage classrooms, which is itself very difficult at the moment. We're also starting to try and give you smarter insight. So this is going to be coming out in November, which is a new homepage dashboard for each of your staff members. So this, rather than the homepage dashboard that exists currently, this will smartly curate all of the data and personalize it for each staff member. So you can see each staff member will get statistics on their students, the students that they are responsible for, benchmarked against the school and how their students were doing last year. So they can get kind of really deep insight. They can easily customize that dashboard. So you can see here, we're filtering by EAL. It doesn't take a degree in statistics to do this. Anyone can do it, even me. And you've even got these to-do lists, which will show you what tasks you've got coming up and alerts that are personalized to the students who need your attention. So the idea is if you're logging in within sort of 5 seconds, you can see how your classes are doing across the board. You can drill down for more information. And at a glance, you know which students to interact with and what jobs are to be done that day. So it's really meant to speed up decision making and increase kind of insight into what's going on right at the coalface with all your teachers. So I'm really pleased about that development, and we're going to be rolling out that slowly. So don't worry, it's not going to take you by surprise, but it should be really powerful for helping you deal with everyday school life. So look out for that. I also want to remind you, and this is a sort of a reflection moment. We have been going for 8+ years, and you are now part of the fastest growing school community of cloud-based MIS users. So some of you took a bigger risk than others. Some of you were there at the very beginning. So I remember when there was one school back in 2012. And you know, right at the beginning and even now, it's not about the number of schools, it's about the individuals that are in those schools. So we remember the people who helped us to get to where we are today. So right back in the early days when it was kind of 1 school, 2 schools, 3 schools, it was all about those individuals who kind of took a chance on us. So I wanted to say thank you to those people who were there at the beginning. And I remember going from sort of primaries into free schools in 2013, expanding into multi-academy trusts in 2015 and 2016 and 2017. In 2018, winning the Reach 2 bid, the largest primary school MAT, and thereafter going into mixed phase and secondary school MATs, where in 2020, this year, we started to work with United Learning, rolling out across all of their schools. So it's been a journey, but you're part of a community that wants to work differently. Hopefully, these next few days will allow you to meet each other and realize that you're all broadly on the same page. Your schools who really have adopted the cloud and embraced it and do want to change the way that you work, and hopefully find a better way with less focus on repetitive tasks and kind of more easy access to information for your staff. So just please do take the time to meet each other. I really wish we could do this in person, but we will one day, and there'll be more ArborFests as well. So do, as well as engaging with the sessions over the next few days, try to engage with each other. There's so much good practice out there about how you're each using Arbor, which surprises me every day, and you far outstripped my competence in the system. So yeah, take time to meet each other. We also are starting to think much bigger than just, you know, what does the future hold? We're at about 1,200 schools now, but what do we want to provide in the future? There are some things that I sort of wanted to run you through here. So one is we want to be smarter with our data. So we have so much information in Arbor at the moment that it can actually become a bit difficult to find what you're looking for. The new homepage dashboards are one example of how we're solving it, but we're also looking at pooling all of the data from across all of our schools to give you live national benchmarks. There's no ASP data this year. How do you know relatively how you're doing? We can pool the data in an anonymous and aggregated way to show you how you're doing relative to your peers. We can also provide more personalized dashboards for each staff member with like smart recommendations for which students to praise, which students to intervene on, and why at the right time of the day. So really cutting down the kind of the sea of information and like the deluge of charts to just what do you as a staff member in your role need to see at that time of day. And I think we can do a really good job with curating that for you and speeding things up. The school community, schools do not just provide, as you know, education. Also, there's a social care element there, and the community is complex and large. So how do we help you bring together that community so you can communicate, coordinate, and collaborate with around each child? So bringing all that information and all those people around each child so that you can track progress through the school in a holistic way. So we want to provide tools to allow you to do that. You can start to see how we're doing that with communication tools, but expect to see more from us on that. And then, you know, broader than this, just the community outside the community, you've also got your ecosystem of apps and partners who you work with every day. So how can we bring together those apps and partners so that they all work seamlessly? Data can flow throughout, everything will be incredibly smooth, all your providers working together. Imagine that. Hopefully you might not have to imagine that for too much longer. That's a huge focus of ours. We want to think bigger than just the MIS and just how do we bring that all into one ecosystem and manage that really well.